Hey kids, what time is it? It's Saw Surgeon here. It's time to work on an Eastonmade. Let's see if we can fix Joe's leak. Got a hydraulic leak. It's back underneath the valve, that original fitting that broke. Andrew told Joe that we needed Teflon tape in there. Looks to me like it's leaking from the O-ring side of things, so we're going to tear into it and see what we find. See if we can make sense out of it.
Getting her?
We'll find out. Want to be on video?
No.
Oh, okay. You just talk right into that there camera if you do.
No.
Not your thing, huh?
No.
All right. Drain out any oil so we don't make a mess. How well this will show up. This O-ring has a crimp in it, so I'm thinking that's why we're leaking. It doesn't appear to be leaking from the top down, so thinking we need an O-ring for it. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have it here. So.
I don't know if I got any. I got some, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to check. We'll have to check. The store might have it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's O-rings on both sides on that. Get a better look at it now. Now, roll it around. That's the side that goes up into the valve, and that O-ring looked good. This one here, I don't know if you remember when Joe initially put it on, he just cranked it, and we took a chance with it, and it worked for a while. But these O-ring fittings, there's a little like shoulder, a little gap here where there's no thread, and that's ideally where you want your O-ring to lay in. And since it was spun down, it rolled the O-ring up a little bit, and then it compromised it. So worked for a while, but it made a weak spot. And when you're dealing with that kind of pressure, I think this machine kicks out, it's like over 3,500 when it kicks out. I cycled it a few times, and I also, at that point, that's where I was watching the oil start to flow, and it became evident that it was not up in here. And so really neither end of this should have Teflon tape on this, because none of it's pipe thread. The only application for that I use it anyway is for pipe thread, because you're dealing with a tapered steel to steel, whereas this, the O-ring, is actually what seals it. So this could be done another way. We could perhaps run the base in. I'm still going to need a new O-ring regardless, so unfortunately I was hoping to do this in one take. We're going to have to chop this up into two pieces. So today we are doing some general maintenance to the machine as well. We're going to do an oil change on it, and then if all goes well, we'll give it a little bath. So I did have a little dialogue with Andrew Easton this afternoon. Great guy. Shot him a message on Messenger, and he got right back with me, and so much appreciated. I really, it means a lot to me when I can deal one-on-one with a manufacturer or a representative or whatever. It just makes life a lot easier. So what we're dealing with here is not a fault of Eastonmade. Let's make that very clear. This is just an improper repair, and over time it showed up. So when I was at Joe's putting it back together, this had already happened, but we didn't have an extra O-ring to try it, and we needed to try to get it together for that episode, so to speak. So ideally, in a perfect world, you would stop and go get an O-ring and whatnot, but sometimes you have to be productive and you have to continue on. So that's what we did. So now at this first service, now I'm going to have to clean that fitting because it just fell in dirt. So alright kids, that's it for this episode. Thank you. Be blessed. Okay, y'all still there?
Pardon me?
Found an O-ring. Talking to the phone.
Oh.
Okay. So we're going to try putting this together a little different this time. We're going to invert this fitting. Remembers this is the side that we had trouble with the first time. care not to cross thread it because that's what happened last time with some
yeah.
parts. So. What'd you do with the old O-ring, Dad?
The old O-ring.
Did you throw it in the trash? Or?
Huh?
It was laying on the counter. I was going to show it to the camera, but
Oh.
that's all right. If you threw it away, it's all right.
Give it away or? I think so.
Okay. So this way, the way we put this fitting on this time, we cranked it down hard on the cylinder, and then now we can line up the top. It pretty much worked the same way the other time, but this gives us we can have this valve as straight as we can. So it looks like we meant to do it. Should allow for that O-ring to rest where it belongs properly. concludes our hydraulic repair. We have to put engine oil back in the little Honda, and then we'll fire it up and test for leaks. All right, blessings. Looks to me like I passed the test. What do you think? All right, blessings.